this summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep.
Tariq Cohen on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 78 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they're doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the 1st at the 29. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So a long field ahead for the Falcon offense as they head out. They'll be led out by the reigning Super Bowl MVP in his 4th year now. It's Patrick Mahomes.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and
shotgun snap to Mahomes. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 11 yards there, 1st down.
the 20-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan.
At the 33-yard line. A gain of 2.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again is Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as the Bears push further out in front. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one, and this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone.
Wait for this. You can do better than that.
Jason.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Right now,
They're on 21-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Second down.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes, and he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
3-yard pickup. Brings up second.
Out of the gun, Watson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, here's Watson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now, because in NFL parlance, he's a 3rd-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there. And what a great play he just made.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams that just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits. Passing there, you're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Right back to him on 1st down. And a short gain down to about the 33. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9.
And to give this time to the tailback. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Can you give him that much time to throw, especially on third down?
Pass rush, the guys going after him, they've got to get home. Otherwise, exactly as you described, he picks you apart and picks up yet another first down.
Sweep, and they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 5.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Falcons are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now here's Mahomes. And it's caught. He is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Falcons have cut it to within a score.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Bears 14, Falcons 7.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd
and he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. What would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the air now with Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Operating from the gun, Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Keeps the score. Bears 14, Falcons 7.
The running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. And he gets it down to the 32. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And again, it's Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
To throw again on second down, Mahomes. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
at the 33-yard line. A gain of 7. First down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Second and 12.
From the gun, Watson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. The last run got 6, now second and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 10.
Now it's Watson. Now they go screen, it's complete. And this time not quite to the 30, it'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Operating from the gun, Watson. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
So the ref makes a call. No touchdown there. Wipe it off the board. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now third and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. From the gun, Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He's got a man, complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. That time, a 9-play drive. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
7 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant. And one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Hopkins on for the field goal. A 32-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Falcons 17.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
On first down, it's Watson. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Jones.
Complete to Marvin Jones. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 46-yard line.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start out west at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And it is the Chargers who have the lead in that one. The Chargers trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Amari Cooper, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Kyler Murray has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Mahomes firing complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
Mahomes now on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Second and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him. And once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
At his top speed, according to Next Gen Stats, well, really, it's ridiculous, impossible, whatever you want to call it, 22.6 miles per hour.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. That, of course, all set up by the big run on the play prior. They took advantage right away with the touchdown throw.
And you mentioned advantage, probably taking advantage of their natural instinct after that previous play to be aggressive and rush towards the line of scrimmage. And instead, they were vulnerable to the pass.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. To throw again on second down. Watson, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. Operating from the gun. Watson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Watson's pass thrown away and incomplete. It's third down and 7 yards to go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. From the gun, Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you plan to back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. Since emerging from the locker room at intermission, he's looked pretty sharp, hasn't he?
He's running in this third quarter like he got the orange slices at the half.
Oh, yeah.
You remember when we were kids?
He got the orange slices, not the carrot stick.
Oh, boy.
There was always that mom, wasn't there?
There's always that mom. Wasn't yours, wasn't mine. All right? They brought the carrot sticks. But this guy, orange slices, and been reading the Surface tablet, watching the defenses, and he's made some nice adjustments.
He takes us from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. High throw, but the catch is made. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Mahomes now to throw. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 23. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now left side on the swing pass. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage. One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Not much there, only a yard.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Tariq Cohen on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. Flip the script here in the third quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, there weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the Surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
We'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. Now a throw here to his running back. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. It's caught. Jones. And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Watson on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Watson. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he will have the Bears' first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. That is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through. And this is back down to a 7-point game.
31. Bears 24.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
This aggressive approach. Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes that's a danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he's going to have a Falcons first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
Man, this is ridiculous.
Boy, a tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson is going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
first down, Chicago.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
To throw again, Watson. And he comes back with one complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Watson looks to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Now Myers for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Falcons offense set to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes. Now he steps away, and now he's going to use his legs. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This will be 3rd and 5. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
After the interception, here's Watson. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. 30-yard line, 2nd and 12. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This for the lead in the final stages. Myers' kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Falcons 31.
Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down 34-31. 90 seconds remaining. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Second and 10.
Now Mahomes. Mahomes. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Back to throw, Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Mahomes. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left, and we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Here's Cohen now to return. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call.
Receiving team.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task at that point.
Well, certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. And Allen's got it.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
14 yards in a Chicago first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
They go play action here on first down. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34.
Number 28, the ball carrier.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, here's Watson. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down, Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, Watson. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. What can Mahomes do now with his overtime drive? Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Derek Nottie makes the tackle.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 40.
On 2nd and 9. Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And 9 yards to go.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. There's that man again. It's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives him the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Oh, how about this on first and goal? And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Falcons, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.